There's been a lot of discussion lately about the worth of an MBA and whether it is still worth it nowadays, even with its high cost. If you're new to the channel, I recently got accepted into Booth. I'm definitely a little biased towards doing an MBA. I will say there are also some cons, but in this video, I'll talk about why it is worth it and some benefits that you can get out of your MBA. I will preface the video by saying that I do believe in prestige and how well your school is ranked. So the higher your school is ranked, the easier it is to defend your choice of doing an MBA. So with that out of the way, let's dive right in. The first reason I'll give as to why an MBA is worth it is if you want to change careers. I put this one first because it's basically the main reason why I'm doing an MBA, and honestly why a lot of people do MBAs. Some of the most common pivots include going from industry to consulting, going from consulting to banking, banking to private equity, and a new one that's gained a lot of fame recently is going from consulting or banking to a tech role, more specifically product management. The MBA stamp basically gives you a chance to start your career from zero and join a top firm without having any experience in that role. This is important because it is not impossible to switch careers without an MBA, but it's definitely a lot harder. For example, Falk changed from risk consulting to wealth management without doing an MBA, and he actually got into a pretty big bank. So that's a big success story. But in reality, if you want to switch careers, you'll probably have to go into a smaller institution to get that experience before you go into a top company. With the MBA, you have a lot more choices and you can do the switch on your own terms, which is what I liked. Another very popular reason why people do MBAs is the networking aspect. Think about it, you get to go to an institution for 2 years with like-minded individuals that worked really hard, that took the GMAT, that were very successful in their careers, and they're gonna be relationships that you're gonna have for your entire life. Odds are that a high percentage of these people are gonna end up being very successful in their careers, and they could be a potential partner in the future, a potential client, or just someone to get some advice from. I like to think of something mentioned in the book, The Defining Decade, which is the importance of weak ties. So a weak tie is someone that you have a relationship with that is not really strong, but you can always reach out to them. Meg J mentions that a lot of her success is attributed to weak ties. She needed to publish a book, she reached out to the friend of a friend, and that person helped her out in publishing The Defining Decade. If you do an MBA, you're obviously gonna have your close group of friends, but you're also gonna have a lot of weak ties with a lot of potential that in 10, 20, 30 years, you can always reach out to if you need anything. So this is something very important and something that people have told me to definitely not downplay. The third reason why you should do an MBA is that you're never, ever gonna have this much time to explore. You're gonna have 2 years where you're gonna have a lot of time and a lot of opportunities to try different things that you will probably never have again. I talk to people that do in-semester internships in different industries to see what they like. You're gonna have the ability to travel to different countries with your classmates, and you're gonna have the ability to go to a bunch of talks of business leaders all around the world and the opportunity to connect with them. The MBA is also a safe space to explore and develop your skills. For example, Booth has a very flexible curriculum and I can basically pick out the classes I want to take in my 2 years. So I'm never going to get a chance again to try out public speaking classes, work on my Excel modeling skills, learn about real estate investing. So it's basically a 2-year vacation that employers love for you to explore and figure out what you want to do in your life. And lastly, and arguably the most important one, is that it's gonna open a ton of doors for you, especially if you're in one of the top ranked MBA programs. All these MBAs have a ton of alumni that are more than happy to talk to you and help you out. You also get to keep the student email for the rest of your life, and you can always reach out to other people. And when they see the school name after the @ it is more likely that they'll answer if you want to talk to someone, if you want to interview someone, if you want to reach out to investors. So getting an MBA will definitely get you a seat at most tables in the world. So these were my main reasons as to why I decided to do an MBA. Obviously, there's also cons that I'll make another video about, but let me know in the comments what you think, if you agree, if you disagree, or if you have any others. We come out with videos every Wednesday, so we'll see you again next week, and subscribe. Peace.